Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be tackling a really interesting YouTube video.
Yeah.
This one features a popular streamer named DougDoug, and he's trying to do something really interesting.
Okay.
He's attempting a Peggle speedrun, but with a twist. His Twitch chat is controlling half of his shots.
Oh, wow. That's going to be interesting, I imagine.
Yeah, so for those who might not be familiar with Peggle speedrunning, it's all about clearing those orange pegs as fast as possible.
Yeah, you really got to be accurate and plan things out carefully, especially in a speedrun where every second counts.
Right, but like with the chat controlling half of his shots, that careful planning kind of goes out the window.
Exactly. It's like trying to conduct an orchestra when half the musicians are playing random notes. It's a recipe for chaos.
It really is.
Yeah.
And you see that in the video. There are moments where the chat makes these incredible shots, like almost impossible shots.
Yeah, it's like they suddenly tap into some collective Peggle wisdom and pull off these amazing trick shots.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And then other times they'll miss so badly that you almost wonder if they're intentionally trying to sabotage him.
I mean, I think that's part of the fun of it, right? That unpredictability, that constant tension between Doug's skill and the chat's randomness.
Right, and it makes you wonder, like, can this chaotic force actually help him achieve a world record?
Well, probably not a world record, but that's the beauty of this video. It's not really about achieving perfection.
Yeah.
It's about the journey and the hilarious moments that come from embracing that chaos.
It's really more about the entertainment than the actual speedrunning, I guess.
Exactly. And Doug is such a natural entertainer. He knows how to riff off of the chat's jokes, and he just has this infectious energy.
And he's got these like running gags with the chat, like they keep trading him to different sports teams throughout the video.
Oh, yeah. It started with the Miami Heat. Then it was a McDonald's in South Dakota. And he even ended up on the Jamaican bobsled team at one point.
It's so ridiculous, but it's so funny. And it really adds to the overall entertainment of the whole thing.
You know, it's these kinds of unscripted moments that really highlight the magic of live streaming. It's not just about playing the game. It's about creating this shared experience with your audience.
It's like you're all hanging out together, just having a good time, even though you're all in different places.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a virtual hangout session with a healthy dose of Peggle and absurdity thrown in.
You know, speaking of absurdity, we got to talk about the Magic Hat power-up. This is where things get really interesting.
Oh, yes, the infamous magic hat.
Doug absolutely hates this power-up. He thinks it's useless and does nothing to help him get a fast time.
But the chat loves it. They're obsessed with it.
It's like they've collectively decided that the Magic Hat is the key to victory, even though it's arguably one of the less useful power-ups in the game.
And it creates this hilarious dynamic where Doug will get the magic hat, roll his eyes, and the chat will explode in POGs and declarations of its superiority.
It's like you're intentionally trying to troll him, but it's all in good fun.
It really showcases the unique relationship between streamers and their audiences. That back and forth banter, the shared jokes, it's what makes live streaming so engaging.
And it's not just the chat pushing the Magic Hat. They even start comparing other, more practical power-ups, like the aimbot and electrobolt, to a sexy mommy squid.
Wait, what?
Yeah, claiming that the Magic Hat is somehow superior.
Hey.
It's this bizarre inside joke that emerges from the chaos.
Okay, that's amazing. It's like the chat is creating its own mythology around the magic hat, turning it into this symbol of their collective power.
Right, and Doug is just along for the ride, trying to make sense of it all.
And that's what makes it so brilliant. It's unpredictable, hilarious, and it constantly keeps you guessing what's going to happen next.
I think it really speaks to the power of community in these online spaces.
Absolutely. It shows how something as simple as a video game can bring people together, create shared experiences, and foster a sense of belonging.
It's like even in the midst of all the chaos, there's this underlying sense of connection and camaraderie.
You know, it's fascinating how this whole dynamic plays out. The magic hat becomes more than just a power-up. It's like a symbol of the community's shared sense of humor and their ability to influence the direction of the stream.
It's almost like meta commentary on the unpredictable nature of live streaming, where even the streamer's own preferences can be playfully challenged by the whims of the audience.
Exactly. It highlights how streamers like DougDoug aren't just playing games in a vacuum. They're creating these dynamic, interactive spaces where the line between performer and audience becomes blurred, and that can lead to some truly unexpected and hilarious results.
And speaking of unexpected, DougDoug actually ends up winning this speedrun.
No way.
Yeah, though not with a world record time.
Oh,
He finishes with a time of 7 hours and 11 minutes. which is
pretty far off from the actual world record of 1 hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, way off. But still, he gets a spot on the Peggle leaderboard.
Wow, that's incredible. So all that chaos actually led to some kind of success.
It did, in a way. I mean, it wasn't the success he was probably hoping for, but
Yeah.
it's a success nonetheless.
It just goes to show that sometimes, even when things are completely unpredictable and chaotic, you can still achieve something.
And have a lot of fun along the way.
Exactly. And that's arguably the most important thing, right?
Absolutely. So we've talked about the chaos, the magic hat, and even Doug's unexpected victory.
Yeah.
But there's another element to this video that we need to discuss.
Oh, what's that?
The Applebee's promise.
The Applebee's promise. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So at one point during the speedrun, Doug gets really excited and makes a promise to his viewers.
What kind of promise?
He says that if they beat a certain level on the first try, he'll buy everyone on stream a 4-cheese mac and cheese with honey pepper chicken tenders from Applebee's.
Wow, that's a very specific order.
It is. And this seemingly simple promise ends up sending him down this hilarious rabbit hole of exploring the Applebee's menu.
I mean, their menu is pretty extensive, I'll give him that.
Oh, it is. And Doug spends several minutes just marveling at the sheer volume of options.
Yeah.
He's particularly fascinated by their bag of lemonade that serves 8 people.
A bag of lemonade that serves 8 people. What is this culinary sorcery?
It's Applebee's magic, I guess. And it's moments like these that really showcase Doug's unique comedic style.
He finds humor in the most unexpected places, like a restaurant menu. It's brilliant.
Right. And it's not just about the humor. It's also about the connection he builds with his audience through these shared moments of absurdity.
It's like he's inviting everyone to laugh along with him as he navigates the culinary labyrinth that is Applebee's.
And it works. It creates this sense of community and shared experience that goes beyond just watching someone play a game.
It's like you're all gathered around a virtual table, sharing a meal and a good laugh.
Exactly. And this Applebee's bit, combined with the Magic Hat saga and the constant stream of jokes and running gags, creates this feeling that everyone watching is in on a giant inside joke.
It fosters a sense of community and belonging, a feeling that you're part of something special, something bigger than just watching someone play a game. You know, this reminds me of research on parasocial relationships and how streamers can cultivate a sense of intimacy and connection with their audience through humor and shared experiences.
It's like Doug is creating this online family where everyone is welcome to join in on the fun.
And he's not just passively letting the jokes happen.
Yeah.
He's actively participating in the creation of this shared experience. He's quick-witted, able to think on his feet and weave the chat's comments into his own comedic narrative.
Yeah, he's really good at improvising and rolling with the punches, which is essential for any live streamer.
Absolutely. It's not just about being good at the game. It's about being able to connect with your audience on a personal level to make them feel like they're part of the show.
And he even manages to make his eventual loss funny. When he finishes the speedrun, it's clear he's exhausted, but he's still cracking jokes and bantering with the chat.
Oh, that's great. It's that ability to find humor in defeat that makes him so relatable.
Exactly. He's not afraid to show his vulnerability, and that makes him even more endearing to his audience.
It humanizes him, showing that he's not some untouchable gaming god, but a regular person who enjoys playing games and having fun with his community regardless of the outcome.
It's this authenticity that I think really resonates with viewers.
Absolutely. It's refreshing to see someone who's not afraid to be themselves, even when they're in the spotlight.
And that's what makes this video so special. It's a celebration of chaos community and the power of shared laughter.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most enjoyable experiences come from embracing the unexpected and letting go of the need for control.
And that's a lesson we can all apply to our lives, both online and offline.
Absolutely. So next time you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, remember the chaotic brilliance of DougDoug's Peggle speedrun and embrace the absurdity of it all.
You never know what amazing and hilarious things might happen when you let go and just enjoy the ride.
That's a great note to end on. So what other insights can we glean from this wonderfully chaotic video? It's like the game itself is saying, hey, look at this craziness, you know, like rewarding him for sticking with it in the chat, for like never giving up on that magic hat, you know?
It's a good point. It really is. And, you know, even though he's way off the world record pace, he still gets on the Peggle leaderboard with that time.
He does. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it just goes to show that even when things are chaotic and, you know, unpredictable,
Yeah.
good things can still happen.
It's not always about being perfect, right? Sometimes it's about the journey and the fun you have along the way.
Exactly. And this video is full of fun moments. Like there's this one part where Doug makes this promise to his viewers. It's called the Applebee's promise.
The Applebee's promise. Okay, I'm listening.
So he's playing, and he says if they can beat a certain level on the first try, he'll buy everyone on stream this very specific meal from Applebee's.
Okay, hold on. What's the meal?
4 cheese, mac and cheese with honey pepper chicken tenders.
Wow, that's quite a combo.
Yeah. And this promise leads him down this rabbit hole of like exploring the Applebee's menu.
Oh man, their menu can be a bit overwhelming.
Oh, it is. And Doug spends like, I don't know, 5 minutes just talking about all the different options and how crazy some of them are.
Like what? Give me an example.
Well, he's particularly fascinated by their bag of lemonade that serves 8 people.
A bag of lemonade that serves 8 people.
Yep. Only at Applebee's, apparently.
I gotta see this bag of lemonade.
Right. It's just so random and unexpected, and it's these kinds of tangents that make DougDoug's stream so entertaining.
He finds humor in these everyday things, and it's so relatable.
Yeah, and it also creates this connection with his audience. Like they're all in on the joke together.
It's like they're all sitting at a virtual Applebee's just hanging out and having a good time.
Exactly. And it really adds to the overall sense of community that Doug has built around his channel.
It's impressive how he can take something as simple as a restaurant menu and turn it into this hilarious shared experience.
And it's not just about the Applebee's bit either. It's all the little jokes and running gags throughout the stream that really create this feeling of camaraderie.
It's like you're part of this inside joke that only the people watching the stream understand.
Exactly. And that's what makes live streaming so special. It's this real-time interaction and shared experience that you don't get with other forms of entertainment.
Yeah, you really feel like you're part of something when you're watching a live stream. It's not just passive consumption, you're actively engaging with the content and the community.
And Doug is a master at fostering that engagement. He's constantly interacting with the chat, responding to their comments, and even incorporating their ideas into the stream.
It's like he's having a conversation with thousands of people at once.
And he makes it look so effortless. He's so quick-witted and funny. It's like he was born to be a streamer.
Yeah, he really has a knack for it. And it's not just about being funny either. He's also really good at the games he plays.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely skilled, but I think his personality is what really sets him apart.
I agree. He's genuine, he's relatable, and he doesn't take himself too seriously.
And that's what makes him so likable. Yeah. Even when he's losing or making mistakes, he's still able to laugh at himself and keep things lighthearted.
And that's a valuable quality to have, especially in the world of online gaming, where things can get pretty competitive and intense.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that at the end of the day, it's just a game, and we're all here to have fun.
And Doug definitely embodies that philosophy. He's all about creating a positive and entertaining experience for his viewers, and he does a fantastic job of it.
I couldn't agree more. So we've talked about the chaos, the magic hat, the Applebee's promise, and Doug's infectious personality.
We have. It seems like we've covered a lot of ground with this deep dive.
We have. But there's still so much more to explore in this video. Like how Doug manages to make even losing entertaining.
Oh, yeah, he does that really well. He's got this great sense of humor about himself and his abilities.
It's true. Like when he finally finishes the speedrun, it's clear he's exhausted, but he's still cracking jokes and interacting with the chat.
That's awesome. It shows that he's not just in it for the win, he's genuinely enjoying the experience and wants his viewers to enjoy it too.
Exactly. He's not letting the pressure of the speedrun get to him. He's just focusing on having fun and connecting with his audience.
That's a great attitude to have, and it's something we can all learn from.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's more important to enjoy the journey than to worry about the destination.
Well said. So what other insights can we uncover as we delve deeper into this video?
Yeah, it's really refreshing to see someone just being themselves.
Oh,
especially like when they're in the spotlight. You know?
For sure, for sure. And, you know, this whole video, it's a great example of how bringing in the audience, like you were saying, just takes it to another level, you know?
Totally. It's like it turns this thing that could be kind of solitary into something everyone can enjoy together.
Right. And, you know, it really shows how powerful live streaming can be for bringing people together.
Like building a community around something fun.
Yeah. Like in a world that can feel kind of lonely, sometimes it's cool to see people creating these spaces where everyone can hang out and have a good time.
It's pretty amazing that something like a video game can be the starting point for all that.
It is. And, you know, hats off to people like DougDoug who figure out how to use that and make something really special.
So we've talked about all the craziness, the magic hat, even the Applebee's thing, but I think the big takeaway is Doug didn't get the record he wanted, but
he made something way more memorable. Yeah.
Exactly. It was full of laughs. People felt like they were part of it, and there were some wild Peggle shots along the way.
Some of them were pretty great. Some maybe not so much.
But that's the fun of it, right? So I guess the question for everyone listening is this. If you could have a Twitch chat controlling half of your day, what would you have them do?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Would it be total disaster? Would you end up successful? Or would it just be a super weird day?
Something to think about.
It is. And if you haven't seen this DougDoug video yet, you really got to check it out.
It's worth it for the Peggle skills alone, but the whole experience is just something else.
And that's it for this deep dive. Hopefully you'll join us again next time. And until then, keep exploring. And remember, even if things get a little chaotic, you never know what awesome stuff might happen.
Couldn't have said it better myself.